Hey, what's going on, Vibes community? It is Legit Bad Guy, and today I want to go over one of my favorite decks in set two, BlueBellyacre. It's created by one of our great community members, Caution Fun, great TCG player, great guy, great deck builder. He is the owner of this deck, and hey, it's just a lot of fun. Let's get into it. So the deck is a traditional blue deck, but it has elements of Bellyacre in it. And in this version I modified it a little bit because you're kind of running into a lot of Coliseum. So I think the original version doesn't have as many Mount Fuji's. I think they run more GotEms in there, but I just added two Mount Fuji's to kind of help deal with more of the Coliseum deck, more with like a red purple type of deck to deal with your peace outs and stuff. Three Zoomers. I added another Marilyl just to help get to those 6 cost cards that you want so much. But yeah, I mean the main engine of the deck is you got Penguin who's okay, and you got BottlePenguin. Just try to mill as many cards as you can so that your actions like Bedtime Story, BridgeWithLayerZero are like very effective, right? So like Bedtime Story, just it's just a hard removal spell. Can, can remove any penguin on the board, um, minus GMP. But like one thing that's great about blue is like they have some of the best removals because like one, it only costs two and it's just two blue, right? It's not like lasagna where you need one red and one purple, and sometimes you're just missing that purple penguin on the board. So it's just an easy removals. Bridge with layer zero is probably one of like the most underrated cards because like you don't there's no real condition with it. As long as there's a penguin in their waist, you can swap it out with anything. So a lot of times you can swap it out with like a bashful penguin if you're already going to lose the vibe, and just get a hard removal of any one of their cards. Sometimes you can put in, if they're running popcorn penguin, you can swap it in with like a 1 drop or another 2 drop to help so that they just basically mill themselves. Um, you can swap in something with like a certain enter the huddle effect, so they have to use it. All kinds of things like that. Another thing is great is like it also just has a Bellyacre engine to it, right? So like you have great twos and threes in here, and a lot of them are blue. So you can change any of your twos to with Bellyacre to like a LilWaker or a Tina if you need to get some removal. And then go on to your four, which is um, which one is this one? Oh, and then go on to your fours, which is the Herald of the Horizons, which does really crazy things um, with buffing any little on the board. So, like, if you do get your Samantha Feathers on the board, you can get her to 13, and a lot of times that gets you over GMP, which is like a real big issue. And then you can also go into your five, which is Marilyl, which is also more mill for you and your opponent, as well as going into your Zoomers to bounce any penguins off your opponent's board back into their hand, and Dimas for more relic removal as well. Another great card in blue that is pretty goaded actually in terms of like actions and hard removal is SpringaLeak. Like SpringaLeak is so good. Cost 2 to counter any action, right? So if they're playing against yellow and you're going against Yum Yums, if you're going against any red purple and they're doing some hard removal, what else is there? If there's any buffs or rods that might like hurt or help you, in that case, it's really good. You got tons of relic removals as well, with Tina and with Mount Fuji's. So it's basically just like a blue mill with Bellyacre deck. And then you got some of the other versions of this, which is Binkus. So we run two Binkuses. I've run three before, but two just feels like a good spot. If you really want to hit Binkus, you want to like if you're running into probably more Bunkuses, you can probably add in a third Binkus. But like yeah, Binkus is really good. If you're just milling them a lot, you can play it from your waist. You can play it from hand. It's really solid. I think Cautious Fun's original deck has also runs Bunkuses. And one of the strongest cards in the game, you have, which is a Bashful Swordsman. Just a high powered vibe card that just can get over the top of any other card. It's a good hard removal if like they have Champion of the Clouds and it's buffed to a crazy amount, or even GMP. It's got a high. But this basically turns into a hard removal. You just play it. Any card that has the highest vibe gets removed. So great, awesome card. Um, and then here we can get into some of the gameplay to kind of talk through my thought process of how I played it and just why it's so fun. All right, let's go through the gameplay here. So mainly, you're just gonna always mill everything back, and you're trying to go find all your two drops. It's great we got it early, got them in case we run into a popcorn penguin. Um, Based on him playing this like one drop, it's probably most likely gonna be like a Bellyacher. It kind of gives it away most of the time. Is like this blue one drop, especially when you see sneaky. Sneaky's like another thing that you can do like easily. Like it's probably more of a green mega penguin one drop, but you can kind of tell more so when we activate our or when we flop our bottle penguin here. Yeah, you see right there, it's green mega penguin. I know I already knew that because I already played this game, but like typically from like just like the early few cards, like if you played enough games, you'll see like this is gonna be a green mega penguin deck, and there it is. He has another one in his hand. Typically against Great Mega Penguin, you don't need SpringaLeaks because they don't run any action. So like those are usually always the best things to rod at this point. You can make a case for like if we knew that he was gonna bring out Green Mega Penguin, you could have used your green rod to get rid of it, and that way he could only have one card and he doesn't have to choose his cards here at this point. But I kind of want to just get to my cards as quickly as possible here. He does bounce my card, my Bottle Penguin, but that's fine. We'll get Bellyacher out because he's definitely on 7 cards here. So typically when they're at 7, when they win the vibe check, they're going to be at 9. They're going to rod 1 for winning, and then they're going to draw 1, and then that last one's most likely going to be rotted for the Coliseum. And if that's the case, that's fine. We just need 1 card so we can use our Bellyacher here. And then there it is. We have a Penguin who's okay. Rod another one, and then boom, we hit a Tina. So we're already in great shape. We're not too worried about it here. I'm not even too worried about winning the vibe here because I don't want him to draw more cards. Like, we're in perfectly good shape here. We could bridge the gap here, which we will, or bridge with layer 0. He has a 1 drop, so we're just going to make so he doesn't get to choose what card they get to see every time they draw. So just easy for us. We can turn this Tina into any 4 drop. So any Herald of the Horizon, another Bellyacher. I don't really want to win the vibe check, so I don't think we choose Samantha Feathers, and we don't. Having 2 Bellyachers on the board is great. We can just get into a lot of different things from there. Continue to mill. We've milled another Coliseum, which is good for us. And they top decked another Coliseum, which is insane. Absolutely insane. They top decked another Coliseum. And then look at that. We also top deck a Tina. And this is how Coliseum goes sometimes. So they're in shambles at this point. So we get rid of their Coliseum. I think I'm debating here whether or not to do it because I do have a bridge in hand. And I could potentially just win the vibe check. But I think I wanted to play more cards out. So like that could be an option is like I could have refused to do it. Like I could have rotted. I could have had bedtime story here. I could have bridged layer 0. I could have done a lot of things, but I think this was mostly correct because we just have a lot of options we can go into. Like I can remove the milkmaid. I can turn my 3 into a 4 and at Samantha Feathers, and then kind of win the game here, or win the vibe check at least. And I think that's what we end up doing. We remove this, give him back his Frosty. Yep. Move Tina. Get Samantha Feathers out here. I think I end up also milling as well. Yep. We're gonna. Oh no, we just remove it. We don't mill first. I think I didn't want to mill because I had an action on the top, and I didn't want to get rid of one of my actions. We can put some cards back. I think I put Tina in a bedtime story. You got to remember too, like most of the time when you use Bellyacher, it shuffles your deck. So like when you're constantly shuffling your deck, like you want to put good cards back that like hopefully you see again. At this point, I just trying to, if I can get an action, like that would be great because it helps me with removal in case they hit a bashful or anything like decent. We're in the driver's seat here, so we could literally do anything. I do want to get these heralds out because it just boosts my vibe up more. So we're just like playing to win the game at this point. Another Waker to use more Bellyachers, and that's kind of it. I have no actions in hand, but with Bellyacher, you just have tons of tools that you can work with. He bounced Samantha Feathers, but I mean that's okay. We have tons of 3-drops. They are taking a chance because like if I didn't have another Samantha Feathers, like if I had rotted one before, then I'd be in a real tough spot. And I actually don't know if we win the game because I don't think I can get our 5 high enough. Because I would have had to buff it up twice to tie the vibe, which would have been very difficult. But luckily we had another one in the deck and we just win the vibe. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll do more deck content in the future. Set 3 is pre-release is out now, so make sure to go get your set 3 boxes. I can't wait for set 3. A lot more fun deck profiles, a lot more interactions, new cards, just a fresh new looking vibes. It's a lot of fun, and I'll catch you all the next one. Peace.